Welcome to Go Fund This, a podcast from the Nerds domain. In these episodes, we'll be talking to crowdfunding project managers about their projects and what excites them. Come listen as we talk about the passion they have for their project. Good afternoon, everybody. We're recording here live at Indy PopCon. I am here with Kira and Nick with Action Phase Games. And what I generally do is I start out and I ask you two questions to kind of get you in the mind, get you in the vibe. I know he's answered them. I know you haven't answered them, so we've been asked for you. Okay. First question. In the zombie apocalypse, what's your weapon of choice?
Probably, I don't know, I feel like I'd really rather have something that's not going to run out of ammo, so probably a sword, very sharp sword that's sturdy, or an axe.
Sword or an axe? All right. So you want to be close quarters? You wouldn't rather be way over there? You want to be up in the middle. You just want to be right there.
I'm a close quarters fighter anyway.
You want to know that it's getting done.
I need to know they're not getting back up.
There it is.
That's true. You got to finish them off.
Got to be sure.
Finish them off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Second question. With your knowledge in all of the sci-fi fantasy realm and all of the geeky nerddom that we are aware of, what's the one planet, if you had the chance to visit, that you would want to visit?
Miranda.
Miranda? All right. Tell me about Miranda.
Miranda is the planet in the movie Serenity, which is based off the show Firefly. It's like the conclusion. And Miranda is where they tried and failed to push into the population calming stuff so that you wouldn't have the kind of stuff we see here on our planet now, like wars and all that kind of horrible things people do to each other. And instead, they basically killed half the population and turned the other half into horrible monsters. Yeah.
So why Miranda?
Well, because at this point, everything's out in the open, so I'm curious to see what they've been doing with the planet since.
Right on. Okay, that's a great answer. Plus the geek cred on the Firefly tank.
Thank you.
Very good. Because you might have thought, hey, this guy has no idea what I'm talking about. No, I'm in.
Right.
I'm in. Follow that up. I was like, tell me more. Okay, so Kickstarter. What are we doing?
Right now we have up a game called Scoundrel Society. It's a card game in which you play a 1920s, 1930s con man or con woman who is part of the Scoundrel Society. And every year you meet and you pick a poor, unfortunate rich person that you're going to rob blind.
Nice.
So at the beginning of the game, everybody will be dealt a scoundrel that they're playing, and each scoundrel is different. They all have their different special abilities or grifts that they can perform, and a knack, something that they're good at. Everybody has the same hand of 5 action cards, and it's called a simultaneous action selection game. So we all choose what action we're going to play, and then we reveal it. And based on the amount of people that chose that action, you'll get to perform that action to a certain degree. So most of them, it's like if you're stealing alone, you'll get to steal more stuff than if somebody else is also stealing. You only get to steal one thing instead of 2 things.
Right, you got to split the loot.
Right, that's it. So that's where the strategy comes in, is you're trying to figure out what other people are doing. And all the loot is represented by cards, and they're all in this deck. So it's all the stuff in the Mark's house, basically.
Okay, right.
And some of it is visible to you. It'll come out into a row, and you can steal from the row, and sometimes you'll just be stealing blind from the top of the deck. And the loot's funny. It ranges from like a yacht all the way down to like a bauble with coins and paintings and all kind of stuff in between. And they all have a value to them, like their monetary value, but then they all have a suspicion value. So it's like how suspicious it is that this item is missing.
Right.
So you play through the deck until the bottom 10 cards we've shuffled in Constable Cramphorn. So he's like the cop.
Right.
So when he shows up, the game immediately ends. Everybody adds up all the suspicion they have between all their loot cards, and whoever has the most suspicion is eliminated from the game. They get arrested.
Oh, so you can make off with the yacht, but people are going to know it's missing,
right.
And
exactly.
They're going to go, hey, is that a yacht under your coat, or are you just happy to see me? Okay, got it.
Is that my yacht back at your house?
Nice.
Is this a marble bust that looks just like me?
That's
at
your place?
Cool.
That's not good.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, exactly. That sort of the reason that the game was made is because my partner and I, every time we play Heroes 1 at our first game, 90% of the time I win. So one time he got especially frustrated, and he was like, that's it, we're making a game where second place wins. So most of the time the person with the most suspicion has the most points because they've stolen the lot and the expensive painting and all of this cool stuff, but it comes with all the suspicion value. So most of the time in the game I get eliminated because I have the most points but also the most suspicion. So that's where you get that. And it's interesting because the stuff that you steal, you don't just have out in front of you and you can't just track the whole game. You stash it away, like you take it back to your vault.
Your lair, or your vault, or wherever. Right.
So it's hard to tell how much suspicion somebody has. So you might look and be like, well, I only have 8 suspicion. I'm good to steal a bunch of expensive stuff. and you start to, and then you pass up the guy who was suspicious,
Right.
and now they don't know. So there's this very interesting tension at the end of the game when everybody's looking through and they're like, I have 18 suspicion, I'm probably going to lose, and then somebody else is like 22, and I'm like, ha ha, and the other guy's like 12. So yeah, it's always like, you never really know where you're at or how well you're doing. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and the game changes because the mark will change, and when you have a new mark, they emphasize certain types of loot. Like one of the marks, his money loot is worth more. One of the marks, sentimental loot is worth more. One of their, luxury loot is worth more. So every time you play the game, the loot will be slightly tweaked as to what's good. And there's lots of combos in there. Like there's, there are emeralds and sapphires and rubies, and they're worth more. Like the emeralds are worth more if you have earrings to go with them, so you can put your emeralds in your earrings.
Right.
So it'll give you more value if you collect those. The coins are worth more if you collect more coins.
Right.
So yeah, we did a lot of testing for this game, and it's a really smooth, approachable place. And it's really easy to learn. So it's like something where all the words for what the cards do are just written right on there. It's you would need to read the rule book after you've started to play it.
Excellent.
The game plays in like half an hour to 45 minutes.
Okay.
So
Number of players?
Quick. It plays 3 to 5.
Okay.
We tried playing 2 players, but nobody wanted to steal anything because nobody wanted to get caught.
Right.
So we couldn't do that.
Good.
But it plays 3 to 5. Right now, it's up on Kickstarter. It's you can get the basic version of the game for $19, shipped to you. So that's free shipping.
Okay.
If you're out of the country, there's a $6 shipping charge. But in the U.S., free shipping. We have a deluxe version of the game where all the components, like all the tokens and the first player marker, are wood.
Ooh,
and
nice.
The first player marker is a wood top hat. It's a really cool looking meeple-y top hat.
Nice.
And it comes with a 10-card expansion pack that is historical loot. So you get the Mona Lisa, the Hope Diamond, the Declaration of Independence, the Holy Grail, the Necronomicon, Ark of the Covenant, Excalibur. So they're neat. They're a little more complicated. They have crazy abilities, and they're really cool. So once you play the base game once or twice, you'll be like, let's throw these things in there and get to work. Because it does add a little bit of length to the time because it is 10 more cards in the deck. But at that point, you'll be familiar enough with the game that the game will still play in that half an hour to 45 minutes.
Fair enough. Age range?
We'll probably have to put 14 and up on the box just so we don't have to pay for product testing. But I would say you're probably good at like 10 or 11. Like if your kids play games, then they'll be fine. The words are all on the cards, and they're all pretty easy to understand. So.
A little bit of reading, a little bit of math.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of reading, a little bit of math. That's good for kids.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
They should be in there doing that
I
as
agree.
we encourage them to go steal other people's.
Yes.
Yeah,
inventions.
like I
Sure.
said, the game isn't complicated. The tactics are interesting because I have to figure out if you're going to steal this turn and if I should wait and sneak around instead. Because 3 of the 5 actions are better when I do them alone. 1 of them, it doesn't matter, and then 1 of them is better when we do it together. If we play our scheme card, it's better when we're scheming together.
Right.
We get more ability out of it. So, and you don't get your cards back until you've played all 5 of them, and then you pick them all back up.
Ah.
So you have to.
So there will be an alone round.
There is a
there
little
will
bit of
be
memory.
hopefully a group round.
Right,
that you're
exactly.
Going to say, all right, well, when are they going to? And you get to pay attention. Now, when everybody plays their cards, are all of their cards revealed? So I know, we got 5 cards. Round 1, that guy hasn't sneaked. Round 2, he hasn't. So I can keep track of it in my head.
Yes.
It is a little bit of memory. Yeah, you flip it over and everybody will say what they did.
Okay.
So that you know if you're getting the better part or the worst part of the action. And then, but the next round you put your next action selection on top of that one face down. And then you'll reveal it when everybody else does. So you'll have to do a little bit of remembering.
Right.
But then also it means you won't have to constantly look around the table to see what actions everybody has played.
Right.
So.
Excellent. Good. Well, this sounds Kickstarter. What's the Kickstarter website?
It's Kickstarter. You can look up Scoundrel Society on Kickstarter.
Scoundrel Society. Okay.
It's always really easy to find out any of our updates and where you can find things by going to our social media, facebook.com/actionphase. Same thing on Twitter, @actionphase. We make sure that we have all the information there for everyone as well. And then obviously our website is actionphasegames.com.
Wonderful.
We have another Kickstarter that's coming up in 3 weeks. So July 20th, we're launching a Kickstarter for Ninja Camp.
Ninja Camp?
Yeah, Ninja Camp.
Very nice.
So the premise of this game is you play like an animal that wants to become a ninja, but you're like not one of the really cool animals like a tiger or a lion. You're like a platypus or a penguin or a flying squirrel.
Right.
Right. And all the board
Elephant.
we don't have elephant.
Don't have elephant? All right.
No,
I think
but
that
we
would
have-
be a rough one to be
We
in.
have like armadillo.
Nice.
Yeah. I think flamingo is one of them. But yeah, it's a
Excellent.
really easy game to learn. It's another one that's like it's easy to learn, but the tactics are very interesting.
Right.
You set up this grid of action cards, and you place your pawns on the action cards, and then you play one of the ones you start with. You move your guy, and you pick up the card that you left. and all the cards are worth an amount of points. So as you play, the grid of cards starts to disappear, and you have less and less options, but you have to plan ahead to get the right movement card so that when you're moving off of a card that you need, you're picking it up in your hand so that you can play it the next turn.
Right.
And every animal has a different ability, different things they're good at that you can use once per game to move your guy instead of playing a card.
Nice.
And then the action cards are worth different values, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins.
They're the ones that are they're the one that is promoted to ninja.
They get to be, I think they get an internship at Sensei Saru's camp, I think is
fantastic.
what it is.
It's a really fun, quick game. It plays in about...
like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it takes like 5 minutes to teach, and it plays in 15, 20 minutes, and it's really like accessible to kids and everything. I mean, it's another one of those reading. You don't even really need math on that one. You just need to be able to plan around.
Right.
So I was definitely playing with like a 9-year-old yesterday, showing them how to play. And so
wonderful.
Yeah, it's all, and the art for it is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. One of my favorite things about it is the art. It's like a new twist on traditional Japanese look and feel to the art, and it's really cool. It's really fun to play, really easy to pick up, and excited to get that one launched here in a few weeks.
It's going to be another one that's going to be in the like $19 price point for the game ship.
Wonderful.
So another cheap buy.
Wonderful, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. Then we will put this up in the next day or two maximum. We'll hit you with it. We'll cross promote it, and good luck on both of your Kickstarters. And we hope to hear more from you real soon.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that'll do us tonight on Go Fund This, a Nerds Domain podcast. Remember, you can email us at nerdsdomain@gmail.com or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/nerdsdomain, on Twitter at nerdsdomain, and over at our site, nerdsdom.com. Be sure to sign up for your newsletter while you're there. You can head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. We want to thank Jarby McCoy for our music. Don't forget you can support us at patreon.com/nerdsdomain and check out our shirts at slashloot.com.